Hey, thank you for coming by. Tori Magoo 44. It is November, I think it's November, is it November 9th? It's the 7th. All right, we're moving along. It's another day, another day in heaven or hell, whichever way you look at it. This is a video today. I'm going to be talking about domestic terrorism. Someone asked me about domestic terrorism, and really for me it's just Scientology spreading what I call covert fear. That's what they do. I don't know that they could come under domestic terrorism because of the, how they've got terrorism, whittled, but they definitely have covert fear that they constantly spread. It's almost like a virus, where it's like covert, it's under the, where you know about it, they're lying, they're pretending there's something else. I opened up the phony accounts that they use on the internet, I'm sorry to say, where they constantly are popping into little news groups and getting people off of Scientology onto the person. Oh, you're this, you're that. That's always a good indicator. I mean, when they're going after you, not Scientology, not L. Ron Hubbard, but you, or the person that's posting on the internet about that person and that person's personal life, or how they communicate, or how they talk, that's a really big red flag. That is what OSA does. Because it gets everything off of the Office of Special Affairs, it gets it off of Hubbard, gets it off of Scientology. That's their number one goal. Number two is to degrade any of the critics that people might be listening to or thinking about or be, wanting to hear more about, that have facts about the church that they don't want known, right? So that's number two. And number three, and their goal on the internet is to just slime the area so that it's so yucky. And they told me this. It's literally embarrassing for people to be putting their name, posting it on there. And that's one of the good things about Anonymous, because they're anonymous, so they can post wherever they want. And that's one of the best things, because they have a very hard time nailing Anonymous. They did. They went after a lot of them. And that's where some people say it is domestic terrorism, because they went after them, they hired private investigators, they followed them, they threatened them, basically saying, if you keep doing what you're doing, we are going to have you in court, okay? And the people that happened to, you know who you are, right? Now, a lot of people shut up. They went, okay, that's it, we're done, right? And a lot of people said, you know what, we're here, we're staying, we don't care about your threats, we're here. And that's fantastic. You know what I mean? Because that's the kind of thing that can help so many people. I don't know if you saw the movie Changeling, but it's an excellent movie, a true story about a woman years ago going against the police in Chicago, where she lost her son. They brought some phony kid and said, this is your kid. She said, that's not my kid. And they ended up putting her in a psych ward. But the real turning point was this minister, who was Malkovich in the movie, who said, he'd go on air every day saying, I'm going to be here until this abuse stops, until they help this woman, Collins, until we find the Collins woman, till they help her, till we find her son, I'm going to be speaking out about it. And he was a huge, huge help in that. And I feel like myself and other people who are speaking out, that's what we're doing. We are here. We can speak out for the people that have either died. I know 8 young people who've taken their lives because they were in the Church of Scientology, either wanted out or had one parent in, one parent out. I think it was like a rubber band. It got too big. That's it. They're out of there. They're dead. Okay? I know tons of my friends who are dead because they were in and thought the tech would help them. It didn't, and they're now dead. Dr. Dank, L. Ron Hubbard's own personal doctor, said, when I said, why are all these people dying? He said, Tori, every single person who has come through the Shaw Health Center, our clinic, who did it all naturally, which is Tom Cruise's thing with the vitamins and all that, they're dead. Every person. That was L. Ron Hubbard's doctor told me that. Okay? So I'm not saying you can't help things naturally. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that's what he said their statistics were. And I believe that is why a lot of my friends ended up dying, because they had their faith in the vitamins and that. It doesn't work. If you have a medical condition, go see a medical doctor and get help. I'm not saying you can't use nutritional things along with it, but do both, okay? Get better. And don't count on the tech to be getting you better, because that's not going to work. And Scientology, as far as you spreading your fear and scaring people to death that they can't ever speak out, or they're afraid their children will never talk to them if they speak out, on and on and on. Yes, I've been here for 9 years talking about it. I am going to continue talking about it. Stop breaking up families. It is the worst thing you do. Stop stopping free speech. Those are the two things, key things, and your medical abuse that I speak out about, numero uno. And fair game, of course, which at first I was one of the many, many people in Scientology who didn't believe fair game happened. It was canceled. You know, Hubbard wrote a cancellation of it years ago, and I believed it was true. It was canceled. And of course, they are very good at keeping things from certain people. So they know what certain people are okay with and what they're not. And I think they knew I would have never helped them if I knew they were doing that kind of thing. Never. So they never showed me it. And they insisted it was canceled, and that's it. And it's a very insidious thing. So if you're a person being affected by the fear, the covert fear that Scientology spreads, think of it this way. They're like a bunch of bullies when you were in grade school. Do they really have any power? Not really. The most power they have is in volume. That's it. And as soon as you finally go, you know what, screw you and the horse you rode in on, most of the time they do leave and they go pick on someone else because they want that reaction. They want you in fear. They need you in fear, okay? And once you realize, no, I'm not afraid of you. I'm fine. I'm here. I'm going to stay here. And that's how I feel. I'm here. I'm going to stay here. And David Miscavige, the day you stop abusing people, the day you stop these abuses is the day that people are going to start, stepping back and maybe looking at it in a different light. But as long as you're hurting people, as long as you're breaking up families, as long as you're stopping free speech, medical abuse, fair game, lying about people like myself, Jerry Armstrong, other people, we are going to be here speaking out about you. Now you've got Marty up on the Religious Freedom Watch. Ay, ay, ay. When will you people wake up and realize the rest of the world does not believe this stuff? It's very. My 5-year-old neighbors went, Tori, we can see how manipulative this is. And if a 5-year-old can see it, I think grown-ups can see it. So don't let Scientology's covert fear affect your life. Stand up for your own freedoms. Stand up for freedom. If everybody in the church, as I told my friend today, if everyone in the church who knows the abuses and stood up and said, we're not taking them anymore, it'd be over. That'd be it. That'd be it. So if you're listening to me, take a stand. Say something about it. And I love you all. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace.